Coach, do you have any update on Darren, his stats?
Well, kinda. He has practiced, and he's gone up and down. The the uh, the hesitancy I have is that before we'll announce anything, is he has to test out medically from a strength and flexibility standpoint, and we'll know that in the morning. So still no answer, but we'll be able to say something definitively in the morning. All right, guys, thanks for coming.
If he's able to play, like, is there any, I guess, thought in your mind of starting, not starting? Does that matter to you?
Doesn't matter, but if he plays, he's starting. So
How's he looked in practice?
he's looked good. Yeah, he's looked good. He's been out for 3 weeks from practice, but yeah, he's done well the last few days.
When you think about your team without him, where do you think you've missed it most? And maybe not big picture, but just specifically in game on the court, X's and O's type stuff.
Well, he's a scoring threat, when he has the ball. So I don't know that. First of all, our guys have done great. So I'm not going to, in any way, shape, or form, take away from how hard they're trying and what they're trying to do. I mean, we've had guys step up and in different roles and deliver. So I'm real happy with that situation. I've said all along, it could be a blessing that we forced other guys to be aggressive, and now when he comes back, now maybe we'll be more apt to play off of him and play with him from an aggressive standpoint as opposed to passive, watching him go make plays. So it could be a silver lining. We don't know yet because we hadn't played, but I think the biggest thing. You go under a ball screen now, you pack it in, all the things that the way that teams guard us now, which they may not try to guard us the same way moving forward. And certainly when you can stretch the defense and make them guard further up the floor, of course, that makes the offense much easier to run behind it. So we'll see, but I think I don't think it's been bad. I love Melvin and El Marco and Jamari's, Trey's aggressiveness on the perimeter because we've done a better job driving the ball.
Have you had, I mean, it seems like his game and him as a player, he could fit into any four players on the floor. He could fit into any style. He could fit into any team. Have you had many guys like that that just fit whatever you need?
To be real honest with you, aren't all the really good ones like that? I mean, no matter what. I mean, he doesn't have to be your leading scorer, but he will. He doesn't have to be your leading assist guy, but he can. I think Josh could have played on any team. I think Wiggs could have played on any team. I think Sharon could have played on any team. So I think the best ones know how to do that naturally, and certainly he's more than capable of making any other four look better when he's out there.
Coach Reese, at UConn, where do you think you match up well against them?
Well, they're good. They're really good, and they play a stretch four, which is a little bit different than some of the teams that we played here recently. Like Tennessee played two traditional bigs, and they definitely play a stretch four that's really a guard. Majority of the minutes, they're the best that we'll probably play against this year as far as offensive movement. And Danny must spend 30 minutes a day running dry offense because those guys really do a good job of tight curling, and the next time they're coming off a stagger, and the next time they're back cutting the down screen, and the next time they're slipping the fade screen. The next time they're setting the fade screen into a ball screen. I mean, they do a really good job of moving without the ball, and as a credit to them. So offensively, I think that it's a hard matchup. it's a hard matchup, but there are the way that they move without the ball. There are some things about that hopefully being versatile, being pretty long on the perimeter, not big, but fairly long on the perimeter, and having some big guys that can move their feet. Hopefully that'll help us a little bit. But certainly they're a handful to guard, and then defensively they're tough and they're sound. You watch the Illinois game, and they make you make plays, and they're physical, and of course we got to be able to jump up and make some shots too, because you're not going to get a ton of wide open looks, but when you get them, you better take advantage of it.
How have you handled the preparation for it just after playing 3 games in 3 days? These last 4 days, how have you handled it?
Yeah, it's actually, it's been all. We came back and we took Thanksgiving off, and then we practiced Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for UConn. So Friday was a light practice, but we practiced for UConn, and the last 3 days have been heavy. So it hasn't been. It'd be just the same thing as playing a Monday, Saturday game, during the season, a big Monday, then a Saturday game. So there hasn't been any difference.
Bill, with guys like Melvin or Cole or even Jaden or whoever that haven't played at this level, did you expect to learn a lot from the gauntlet? Duke, Carolina, Vegas, all that stuff, and what did you see from how they handled it going into another big one on Tuesday?
Well, I think we saw some guys that probably aren't comfortable from an execution standpoint, but are comfortable from a hooping standpoint. Melvin, per se. So I think they've done well. There's screw-ups. Bryson's first-year guy, and Cole's a first-year guy, and Marco and Mari didn't play last year, and Flory's only a sophomore. There's a lot of things that were positive about how we played, but the biggest thing that I thought was the positive is that we actually guarded and rebounded, and if you do those two things, you can be in most games. But that was even when our offense was stale, which it was, and it will be until we get total rhythm and continuity. If you defend and rebound, you still got a shot.
Historically speaking, do you feel like you learn more about guys in those types of games? Duke at the Garden, Carolina.
I actually thought, yes. To answer your question, I think you do learn more about guys in real games. But I actually thought the Duke game in the Garden, I actually thought we handled that fairly well. We had a bad stretch to end the first half when we got in foul trouble, but I actually thought we handled that pretty well. There's some things that maybe we could do with Trey to tell him after he's got 3 fouls or 4 fouls, maybe not try to foul the next possession. But for the most part, I thought we handled the situations pretty well.
Bill, when you look at Marco's game, last game, do you feel like it's something that can kind of help him build confidence and something he can build off of, or do you think you have to see more from him in the coming games?
Well, you asked 2 questions. Can he get confidence from it? He should. He played great. Do I need to see more? You know what? I don't need to see more. I just need to see just more about the player he was last game. I got confidence in him being able to do that most times because he did make some shots the other day. But he's not a guy that has to make shots to play well if he's playing the way that we envision him playing. And he's doing a better job with that. So, but should it give him confidence? Absolutely. He was terrific the other day.
Do you think Jaden will be able to go tomorrow?
He's practiced. So he practiced today. So I would say available, yes. When the adrenaline starts flowing and things like that, I would say that those little nicks aren't felt near as much when the adrenaline's flowing like it will be tomorrow.
Does he have to wear a wrap?
No.
What do you think of the difficulty of the schedule coming up?
You're talking about UConn, Missouri, and at NC State. Yeah, I think it's hard. I mean, if you look across America, though, there's a ton of teams playing ridiculously hard schedules in November, and these games are important, but they're more resume builders than they are anything else because the teams that we see in November, you guys have seen it here firsthand, isn't necessarily the same team that's going to be playing in February. And it's that way across the board. Some teams that really labor in November, they're the best teams in the country in February. Maybe because they do labor in November. And some teams that are really good in November, maybe they peak a little too early or whatnot. But the schedule's hard. The schedule's been good. Vegas was good for us because we, if we were 100% whole and we were playing well, at Carolina is a hard game. At Duke in the Garden is a hard game. Tennessee is a hard game. UConn is a hard game. I mean, these are games, and Missouri and NC State will be the same way. These are games that will probably have a lot to do with momentum and a lot to do with resume, but I'm not sure it's going to have a ton to do with how good you are in February.
I assume you'll be ranked today. Does the team care about stuff, the ranking?
They may. Gary, that's never come up one time. I can't remember when we talked about it when we're ranked high or when we're ranked low. That just doesn't come up very ever.
What do you think of UConn's program through the years?
Well, through the years, they've won 6 in the last 27 years. So that puts them as the premier program as far as winning a championship in America. It's obviously a great program because, you talk about LSU in football, that they've had 3 different coaches win national championships. Am I right? Saban and Les and Orgeron. Is that right? Hey, UConn's done it, and 2 of the 3 have won multiple championships. So you would have to. You talk about LSU being this great program in football, which it is. How could you not say the same thing about UConn in basketball? Because what they've done is ridiculously impressive, and what Danny's done in his time there has been unprecedented almost. Yeah, a lot of respect, and they're going to be in the mix most every year, I would think. And when I say in the mix, I'm saying competing to play on a Monday night.
And they're getting healthy, I guess. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Mullins and Reed both played in the last game. So Reed, if I'm not mistaken, didn't score in the last game. He only played 15 minutes. But he's still averaging 15 on the year. So that means if you take out the last game, when he's been healthy, he's averaging 20.5 points per game. So that's pretty impressive for their big to do that, and then they can stretch it from all the spots. So they got a well-balanced team.
Bill, we've seen sort of the ebbs and flows of how you evaluate your teams, what you think about them in November and then December and then Big 12 and all that. When you have a guy like Darren out, how much does that change your process of how you look at your team or where you expect certain milestones?
I don't know that I expect certain milestones, but I will tell you this. The way that these kids tried and competed on 3 straight days with very little depth and guys playing 35-plus a game 3 days in a row, to me, showed me something from a care and from a toughness standpoint that you can't be good unless you have those qualities. So whether or not we are always going to play well or not, we'll grow into playing well. But the intangible bit was very important I think for us to see and for the players to see what happens when we do display that when we do play.
Has that continued through practice in recent days, that momentum that you saw?
I think so, but it's have we had good practices? Yes. From a momentum standpoint, I'd like to say we see it in practice, but it's a lot harder to tell that in practice as opposed to games. So.
Do the guys feel, and you almost feel like you won the tournament? I mean, you didn't get a chance to play for it, but you went 3-0.
Michigan was the best team in the tournament. I think they proved that by winning by 30, 40, 40. Okay? they were the best team. You could make a case for we were the second best team in the tournament. In a tournament which you probably have 5 or 6 teams that are capable of going to the Final Four. You guys agree with that? So now does that mean anything? Doesn't mean a thing because you didn't get matched up with those other teams. But yeah, I think Gonzaga is so impressive. So that makes Michigan's win is, to me, that much more impressive. I think what Iowa State's doing is ridiculously impressive. I thought that we did as well as we could possibly do. We had 3 games. We won 3 games all against high major competition and one team that's really, really good and has a chance maybe to play for the highest stakes. So I was pleased, but it's nothing to get giddy over. I mean, it was a good momentum push for us, though.
We talk about it with MTEs sometimes, and maybe we saw it a little bit in the post-game interviews, but do you feel like the team is getting closer and bonded, and how did Las Vegas help them?
I actually think the success in Las Vegas helped us bond. You know, I don't know that we're a team yet. I don't know if anybody, I say this all along, I don't know if anybody in America is a team in November. But I think that we're closer to becoming a team, you know, having gone out there.
With Trey White, how have you seen his confidence grow after kind of putting him into that 3 and making him, you know, kind of be that guy whenever Darren Peterson's out?
Well, Trey's a good player, and Trey wants that role. He wants to be more aggressive. He wants to have a bigger impact, and you know he's good at drawing fouls. He's good at doing some things that certainly is part of the DNA of a winning basketball team. And he can guard and play multiple positions. But the thing about Trey, and I'll say this about he and Melvin both, they're just hoopers. I mean, they just go out and play, and the only thing I'd be critical of Trey on is being able to understand game situations a little better from a foul standpoint, because he gave up a couple the other day that he shouldn't have.